Only took 3 hours to set this up. Here we go. What's up, internet? My name is Kyle, back with another episode about cameras, tech, and all that good stuff. Today is the day you guys sent me your photos and I am going to edit them. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi. We talk about cameras and photos and all that good stuff. Okay, so I got your Instagram accounts and stuff here. I got your photos on my iPad Pro. Let's get to it. Oh, and for those who don't know, I mainly edit most of my photos on my iPad Pro 10.5 inch. This is about 1.5 years or 2 years old. And then I sometimes edit on my iPhone 8. Edit your photo, there it is. All right. So this is the first photo. I really like this photo. Hold on, let me tell you who it's from. So first off, thank you guys, whoever sent in photos. And if your photo wasn't picked, don't worry, I'm gonna do more videos like this. I will maybe sift back through the ones that I've already gotten and I'll ask for more when the time comes. I'm sorry I put off this video for as long as I did, but here we go. The first person is Dipankar Sharan from India. Sorry if I butchered your name. I'm really good at names, but apparently yours is tough. Dipankar Sharan. Got it. So this is a really cool portrait right here. I really dig what's going on. I'm gonna get right to it and start with a little tone curve to kind of give this thing some character. I really like the dark contrasty look. That's what I've been going for lately. Okay, so right away, I'm in love with this photo. This is a great photo. I would leave it just as is, but I'm gonna do a little bit more to it. I'm gonna sink down the blacks a little bit. And then in Dipankar's email, he said about lightening the eyes up. So I'll show you guys how to do the selective edit on the eye to brighten it up a little bit. So the selective edit is right below the Band-Aid, and then you go up to the top left and you're gonna select, you could do either the brush or you could do the radial tool or the radius tool, I think it's called the radius tool. I don't know, I'm not a Photoshop person, but you could use either or. Let's do the radius, I guess. And that seems pretty good. You have to remember, most of these photos, or at least most of my photos, end up on Instagram. You don't really need to get too crazy. And if you're doing really small, fine adjustments, like doing something with the eye, making it super sharp, you will see it, but it's not the end of the world if it's not the sharpest thing down to the skin pores, which people normally don't find flattering anyway. Okay, so what I'm gonna do with this selective edit is just sharpen the eye a little bit. And then you guessed it probably, I'm going to increase the exposure just a little bit. Maybe do the highlights, see what that does. And then do the whites a little bit. Let's do done, go back out. You hold with your finger. People have asked this before because you can't see what I'm doing on the iPad. You hold with your finger and it does the before. And then when you let go, it does the after. So before, after. And of course, I'll show you guys this stuff on the screen. So yeah, I don't know. I really like this picture. I'm gonna just increase the sharpening a little bit. It's about 50. I always do color noise reduction, basically up to like 70 or 80. It's not something that takes away from your photo. It really just improves the colors. And then we can go in here and we can bump up maybe, or darken the red. Let's darken it a little bit. And that's pretty good. So there's the before and then the after. So thank you so much again, Dipankar. Hopefully I got your name right. This is an awesome portrait. Really no complaints from me. Okay, this next photo is from somebody who's actually gotten a giveaway from me before, the Photossi 35mm lens, and this is Henry. I believe his last name is Tsitty. I always feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong, Henry. Let me know if I got that right or not. Anyway, Henry is an awesome photographer, and this is a really cool astrophotography shot with him, I believe. Yeah, that looks like him on a rock, shooting the flashlight in the sky. It's a cliche shot, but it's so awesome. I kind of want one of these shots myself, so yeah. Awesome shot, Henry. So to start, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the effects and I'm gonna use the dehaze tool. And I'm gonna start with that a little bit just to kind of give a little depth to the darkness of the space. I love using the dehaze tool with astro shots. And then I'm gonna go to my tone curve again, kind of look at what a S curve looks like with this. Not a fan of it. It just makes everything too dark. So let's go to the blacks. Darken that a little bit. Okay, so we've upped the dehaze to 24, which is okay. And I'm going to see if I could add a little bit of clarity to this. You gotta be careful with clarity because it's brightening your image and it does take away detail. It looks like it adds it, but it does take away detail. So that looks good. And then I'm going to take the blacks down a little bit. I feel like they could be down a little bit. Look at the contrast overall. I'm gonna leave that down. And then I'm going to add color noise reduction and I'm gonna take the sharpness up to like 60 because this is just awesome. I really like the sky, how the dehaze brings out those clouds, which is really cool. And then the last thing I think I'll do is come in on Henry himself and do a little terrible, or at least not super accurate lightning of him. Let's check this out. See if I can do that. And let's do, let's see, the shadows does bring in like his wrinkles and stuff, his coat or his shirt. You want to be careful you don't take that too far. Doesn't look bad. Maybe we could add actual contrast to him instead. Okay. It doesn't make a huge difference, but still. And then it's already a little blue, but what sets the tone of a picture sometimes is just the overall temperature. So it's already at 3300 Kelvin. Let's move it down even more. 3250. Let's up the vibrance. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm done messing around with Henry's photo here. So here is the before, and then here is the after. It's a little blue, but I think those clouds kind of counterbalance the blue with the different color. And yeah, awesome photo, Henry. Thanks for letting me play around with it. I might do a little further editing later on, but that's all we have time for right now. Okay, the third photo is actually a style of photography that I have not done yet, which is steel wool photography. Really cool. You light some steel wool on fire, put it in like a whisk or something that can encapsulate it, spin it around, do some long exposures, and just look at the crazy, crazy results you get. So this is from Vinny. We recently kind of became pals through Instagram and everything, and he was so kind to send this awesome banger to me for this video. I've never done this. It's definitely a cliche of Instagram, but Vinny kills it. I think you should try all of the cliches out there to kind of get little pieces of what you can learn for different aspects of photography, and this is no exception. It's super awesome. So I'm gonna just dive right in, and I'm gonna darken the blacks a little bit so we get some of that color coming out, and I'm gonna up the vibrance to like 10 about. So that's the before, that's the after. We're gonna do a little contrast. We're gonna just basically go with this like really warm, fiery kind of vibe here. And then we're gonna up the temp a little bit. Yeah, so it looks like it's just raining fire. This is the before, this is the after. Let's add a little sharpening, about 60. Color noise reduction up. Like I said, it just helps your photos. And then let's take a look at what this would look like with a fade look. Instagram fade. Nah, I like it better without it. No Instagram fade. And bring that stuff down a little bit more. And yeah, I kind of like it dark like that. I don't know about you guys. I mean, you do lose, you know what? Let's do a selective edit on the bottom actually. Let's turn this around. Bring that up. Light, shadow. Bring that up. Maybe exposure a little bit. There we go. Boom. So now we enhanced all the colors, we enhanced the darkness up there, but we also kind of brought back the bottom, so we still got that. I kind of like the footsteps in there and everything like that. Awesome. Thank you so much, Vinny, for submitting this photo. I really got to get out there and try this type of photography, but yeah, check them out, guys. You won't be disappointed. This next one is this building and sky, and it's from Nolifephotography. Kind of a cool name. And yeah, he sent me this and he mentioned the stuff that you see on the screen, which is either on his lens or his sensor. And he asked if I could get rid of it. And I was like, yep, this is an easy fix. Now the Band-Aid that you see in my Lightroom is a premium feature. So it's the paid for version of Lightroom Mobile. If you have the free version, I don't think you have the Band-Aid or the healing tool. So what I'm gonna do is zoom in a little bit, go to the healing tool, make sure the size is okay, and all you have to do when you have it on heal is just tap the little places that you see all the dirt or the dust or whatever they are, plankton looking things, and Adobe Lightroom will do its best to find another place of the photo to put something over it. So it basically just like masks it. Now, it does get tough sometimes when you don't have a lot of areas to use as like a fixing palette, but with a sky, it's perfect. It's gonna find other pieces of the sky, use it. When you zoom out or post it on Instagram of all places, you're not going to see these small adjustments. So this one's gonna be fun down here. We'll just draw a line over it like that. And boom, let's zoom back out. Now, obviously I do still see some of them, but overall, they're gone. And unless you pinch in and zoom, now I can see some of them. Let's correct some other ones, and that's good enough. So we'll zoom back out, and boom. Now, one thing I kind of wanted to mess with on this was black and white. You hit the B and W, and boom. That is a sick photo. I know the blue in the sky might be an appealing part of this photo, but I thought for some reason that black and white would be sick. Kind of wanted to go with that. Let's run with it. Let's up the clarity a little bit. We'll do the blacks down and the whites up a little bit. Give that really stark contrast. That looks like it could be in the Dark Knight comic or something like that. Straight in Gotham, super cool. I mean, you could even rotate this, which would be awesome for Instagram, or maybe even the other way. I mean, that's a cool photo. Messing with the different compositions. I really like this photo. It looked like a run-of-the-mill photo, in my opinion, at first, when I first saw this, but I was like, this has potential. Composition is really cool. I really dig it. Even in the landscape mode where it's a lot of negative space, but then it's kind of cut in the middle, which I really like. So yeah, looked like a simple photo, but I really dig it. I really do. So thanks, Nolifephotography. Everybody, check him out and see more of his stuff. Okay, the next photo is from Jeremie Galloway, an easy name. Thanks for submitting your photo, Jeremie. This is with the kit lens, and it's the flamingo photo, which doesn't look, you know, honestly, just right off Jump Street, doesn't look like the best photo in the world. But I wanted to show you guys what I referred to earlier, if I kept that part in, which is like Instagramming a photo, like editing it for Instagram, that little faded look that everybody fell in love with for a little while. And I feel like it would be something cool to do with this photo. So I'm going to bump up the color a little bit here, some vibrance, you know what I mean? And then I'm gonna go right to the tone curve and show you how to do this look. So if you bring the bottom point down quite a bit, let's bring the mids up, and then drag your bottom point up. Actually, let's move this guy way down. And bring this point above it's gonna give you that fade. So let's look at the before and the after. And I feel like it just gives it that tone to the picture that wasn't there before. And you could even darken some other parts, the shadows, maybe a little contrast. And now I feel like it actually has some character to it. Whereas before, it kind of feels like a snapshot. This feels like a snapshot. And no offense, Jeremy, it's a nice picture, but it felt like a snapshot. Put a little editing on it, and I think it has a little bit of style, has a little bit of pizzazz, a little if you will. I don't know why I did that. Now of course you could do some other stuff. I mean, it seems sharp, but you can sharpen it up a little bit. Like I said before, color noise up, maybe even mess with clarity here. Give it a little bit of grit along with the fade look. But yeah, overall, I dig the photo. Just wanted to show you guys how to add a little bit of personality to what would have otherwise been a snapshot. And you could probably crop this a little better too, but yeah. Thank you, Jeremy, for sending your photo to us. All right, guys, I've been talking for like an hour in my living room at this point, so I'm gonna end it here. I have like 6 other submissions picked out. That's gonna be a separate video on more of your guys' submissions and editing your photos. Or if you guys hate this video entirely, let me know and I won't do another video about editing your photos. But I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you like the little living room setup I got going. Thanks for hanging out in my living room with me and editing your photos. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode. Later. So, testing out the shot in the living room, and right now, my hair is on fire because Meg thought it would be a good idea to put a candle above me.
Bath and Body Works, sponsor us!